Fellas, we start this week at the top of the table. For those who aren't aware, haven't seen it, we have quite the title race on our hands. The CPL Shield is coming down to the last 2 weeks. Forge FC 2 points ahead of Atlético Ottawa with 2 matches to play. Forge gave Ottawa a chance to tie things up on points this weekend, and Ottawa were leading for quite a long period towards the end of that game against Valor. Could not get it done in the end, so it goes to next week. And that's where we start, guys. Technically, Forge are 4 points away from the CPL Shield and winning that trophy. If they were to win against Cavalry on Friday night and Ottawa not beat Vancouver FC at home on Sunday, it's over. Forge have won the Shield. Any other combination, if Ottawa do win, it comes down to the outcome on October 18th, I believe, the last Saturday of the season. Mitch, we'll start with you here. We know this title race has been pretty fun over the last few weeks, but with 2 weeks to go, what is your gut telling you about where this might end up?
Oh man. I mean, obviously, like you said, it's in Forge's hands, and when things are in Forge's hands, they have traditionally tended to um, do a pretty good job of taking care of them. So you have to consider the advantage with Forge, especially you look at the way Atlético Ottawa has played down the stretch. Look, Forge haven't been much better, but advantage always goes to the team who's holding the lead in these cases. Like you look at all the draws this weekend, that will serve the teams like Cavalry who are trying to hold on to that third place, like Forge who are in that first place, where that gap stays the same. That's more than fine with them. But at the same time, like I look at this Forge schedule and they still have a lot to play for. Obviously, they play a heavily motivated Cavalry side at home that handed them their worst loss of the season so far, 4-1 in their past meeting. They've always had difficult games in Cavalry, and then the final week of the season, they've got to host York United at home, and York are going to have plenty to play for in that match as well. So this is far from over. They've got a lot to do. Atlético Ottawa, obviously, we know what Vancouver FC is doing right now. That's not going to be an easy game. And then Halifax away is never an easy proposition. So it's a tough end to the season. Advantage Forge, but again, I think this is going to end up going down to the final day, and we'll see from there because this is just such a fantastic title race. First time since the inaugural season, 2 teams over 50 points. Atlético Ottawa's already set a points record, even ahead, like for them, even ahead of what they did in 2022 when they won the title. Forge could set a point record if they get 2 more. Like this is the best I think we've ever seen from these 2 sides, and that makes it all the more exciting that they're battling head to head for a CPL Shield.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to remind everyone and just say that out again, Forge have Cavalry away this weekend, and they finish the season with York United at home. Ottawa have Vancouver FC at home this weekend, and then they finish it in Halifax against the Halifax Wanderers. Yeah, Mitch, as you mentioned, Vancouver have been playing a lot of spoiler in the last few weeks. They're unbeaten in 4. They managed to equalize against Forge in Hamilton on Saturday for a point, though. So things going well there. However, I think that there may be a little extra motivation in Ottawa when Vancouver FC are coming to town. Just remembering what happened last time these sides met in the Canadian Championship semifinal. AGR, let's bring you in here just on Ottawa. If you are Atlético and you're in that dressing room, how nervous are you at the moment for these last 2 weeks, and just how disappointed do you think they are with the fact that they couldn't get it over the line in Winnipeg?
Yeah, the Valor loss, or not loss, draw feels like a loss.
It does.
Looms large just because like they had it in their hands. I think that's the worst part. Like Vancouver really did them a favor the day before, went out like frustrated Forge, pulled one back too. We have to remember with Vancouver, like they go down a goal. Usually Forge is pretty automatic when they go up a goal. And then you're in Winnipeg, you're up, you have the result you need, and you watch the goal back, the way that no one tracks the rebound. That's a wet day. Nathan Ingham isn't able to keep it under control. Eric Pop, right place, right time. Like it's just a frustrating goal to give up because Ottawa could have put the game away. So it's definitely frustrating. I guess for them in a title race, you just have to have a short memory. I really think, although Forge have the advantage, like Mitch says, like that schedule is no joke. Like them going to Cavalry this weekend, Cavalry is not happy right now. I covered them, of course, against Pacific, and they were pretty pissed. They conceded 3 and went down a player because that felt like that was one they needed and wanted to win. And obviously, Cavalry been a lot better at home than they've been on the road. I think an annoyed Cavalry against Forge, who they always get up for, is far from a guaranteed result of any sort. And I would lean Cavalry being, expected to win, or at least there being a draw there, which would, of course, open the door for Ottawa, who have been pretty darn good at home. And I think that's the one solace they'll take, that, okay, you drop points on the road, but if you can get a win at home, where they've been perfect pretty much this year, that could be a big turning point. And heading into the last weekend, at least they'll think, okay, Forge are playing a rival, and they're playing a team fighting for something in York. They're playing, of course, Halifax, who are also fighting for something. That if it goes even into that last weekend, you're not at a disadvantage. Whereas if I think you head into that last weekend and Forge is leading, you figure the odds of Forge getting it over the line are pretty high. So I think that's the one solace for Ottawa, that you look at this weekend, is that you can kind of get it back into your hands.
Yeah, I think that is the way you have to look at it. It is frustrating that Vancouver FC kind of gave them a gift. They'd been the first team to take points off Forge at Hamilton Stadium since June, and the first away team to even score there in the CPL since the start of July. But even still, you remember the last time Forge went to Calgary, they got beaten pretty heavily, 4-1. I think that was about a month and a half ago. So certainly, this is all to play for. There's a lot on the line in this title race, and a lot of fun to watch over the next 2 weeks.